This podcast is being recorded and produced on Gadigal land.
We pay our respects to the traditional custodians of this country and elders past, present.
We extend our respect to any First Nations, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us today.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
Today we are exposing influencers. Let's just get straight into it. This is a Close Friends episode of High Scrollers, and we posted a TikTok and we asked in our broadcast channel on Instagram, send us in your questions about anything influencer related, from rates, how much people get paid, affiliate links, anything.
We basically were like, nothing is off the limit, off the table here. You can ask us anything. And, you know, people do these fucking episodes and they don't actually answer anything. I fucking hate it.
Yep.
And I went, you know what? It's about time we just
Rip the Band-Aid off.
Rip the Band-Aid off and told you the truth.
Let's answer the questions that the people have.
I'm over it. So there'll be no pussyfooting around today. We're getting down to it. And I loved all of the questions that we got.
Yes.
Let's not waste any time. This is so weird. We're just getting straight into it.
Let's cut to the fucking chase. Now, tell you what, I love cutting to the chase.
Okay.
No fucking small talk. Let's just fucking say the facts.
Just get to it.
Not just in this podcast, but I mean in life in general. Can't be bothered with small talk. Let's just talk about what we need to talk about.
All right.
You got a question first?
Yeah, I got a question here. This one got the most likes on our TikTok that we posted from Aisha. I think that's how you pronounce that. Sorry, doll, if I've butchered that. What was the highest paying sponsorship you've ever had or heard of?
So the highest, I mean, if you want to speak about the highest, like the highest we ever hear of is like the American influencers that get paid millions of dollars for like one TikTok video, but obviously that's not us.
In Australia, I've probably heard the max
Hundreds of
is about
thousands?
100 to 200,000 for a brand deal, but I also want to clarify that that's like either 6 or 12 month contract. Like they've got to do a lot of posts over a lot of.
Yeah.
I've never heard of like someone getting any more than like I want to say $30,000 for one TikTok.
Yeah. And I think for me personally, and I can talk about this so openly because I don't do influencing anymore, so I'll say whatever the fuck I want. I think when I was still doing all my brand deals, there was one brand in particular that I was working with every single month. And so I think every single month I was doing like an Instagram post and some stories. So every month I had to do one post and like 3 story slides. And I this is years ago now, so I can't exactly remember, but I worked with them every month for like more than 6 months. And every month I was getting, just from that one brand, like maybe $7,000 or $8,000 a month. So like, let's just even say it was $7,000 for 6 months. So I got like 42 grand in 6 months just from the one brand. And that's a fucking great income just from that alone. Mm-hmm. And then like another...
Which I also want to say is unheard of for a lot of people.
That type of money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've never had a deal like that before. Do you know what I mean?
Openly say, like, when I was influencing, like, that was me making the absolute most amount of money.
Yeah.
Like, I own Fate now, which is a very successful brand.
But I just don't want people to listen and think that every bloody person
No. So this is me
making
being,
all
like,
that.
one of the top
you know what I
influencers
mean?
at
Yeah.
the time kind of thing. So I'd say...
I'm sitting here going, bloody hell, wish I could get something like that.
So,
you
yeah,
know?
when I was influencing, like... The biggest deals I ever got weren't so much like doing one thing and getting, you know, $50,000 or whatever. And I know that's a ridiculous amount of money, trust me. It was like working with brands ongoing.
Yeah.
Like having that one post every month that added up, you know, to be a lot over time. But I never did anything that was like $100,000 or anything like that.
And also a lot of payment when it comes to being paid by brands, a lot of the payment can come down to exclusivity as well. Mm-hmm. So you're not actually getting paid, you know, let's say a makeup brand pays you $10,000 to post the TikTok. That $10,000 might actually turn into $30,000 if that makeup brand wants to have you exclusive for 6 months, let's say. And you can't work with other makeup brands.
And that's what I was
besides that
getting when I
one.
was working with that one brand.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to work with any other similar brands, like their competitor brands.
Yeah.
So that's why it was like so much, because I wasn't.
Because you would be losing money elsewhere.
Yes.
So they have to like foot the bill for that.
And the
so to
other thing
speak.
as well, where influencers can earn more money, is then brands will pay a usage fee. So let's say I create a video for a makeup brand, and it costs, let's say it costs them $7,000 for me to make a reel, but they then want to run that video with my face and my voice in it on their paid ads. Then I can charge them a few grand extra because they're going to use it to make money through paid ads. So that's where you can make even more money as a creator, is the usage, for them to use your face, name, everything to sell their products to their audience through ads.
All right, let's move on. This one's a quick and easy one. Emma said, do the products influencers promote and get sponsored by, do they actually love the product and use it? Or are they just getting paid? Unfortunately, the truth is people lie.
Yeah.
Can safely say that I never have. And I can safely say that there are plenty of people like me out there that don't just lie
Yeah, I think this
for a
all
check.
comes down to the individual.
Yeah.
Like, there'd absolutely be some influencers out there just taking any brand deal they can get, and they
Yeah.
don't care if they've never used a product
Yeah.
or whatever.
And girl, it's really obvious. At least it is to me. It is to me. I can see straight through someone when, and it confuses me. I don't know if an audience, whether because I'm in it, I know, but
No,
like,
I think audiences would know. But also, I will say, I feel like I'm seeing less of that lately, like compared to a few years ago. Like, I feel like it's slowed down, like the ads that are really obviously fake.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, you still see them every now and then, but I feel like 4 years ago, like the world of social media was just flooded with influencers flogging things that they clearly didn't like. But yes, people absolutely would lie just to get a paycheck. And I guess it's up to us as consumers to like be able to recognize that.
this one's a really good one that a few people have kind of asked in a different way. I think they call it dry begging. Is the correct term for it. But this person said, do influencers ask for free stuff indirectly by saying, so what mascara do you recommend? And then they post that on their stories to hopefully Benefit reaches out and goes, hey babe, we'll send you our new mascara. And now they've got a free mascara. So that's called dry begging. You're like not directly begging for a product, but by you getting on your stories and saying, guys, I need a new lounge.
I've seen like people talk about this when someone's going to have a baby, and people are
Yeah.
like, what baby products does everyone recommend?
Yeah,
And they're
and then
trying to get
people-
free products. Again, I think this comes down to the individual. People could just be genuinely asking for recommendations because they want to buy.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think there would definitely be people doing that in hopes to get free shit.
Yeah, which I guess, sure, there are probably people out there, but I've never actually heard of an instance where that is happening on purpose or people are doing that on purpose. I've never actually
I've never
heard of
interacted with anyone who's done that.
I know. I've never heard of anyone actually going, oh, I'm going to pretend I need a new lounge to hopefully get a new lounge from someone. I'm like,
Because
that
if-
just
if-
doesn't happen.
if
Because
an
the thing is, I could just message the lounge company and say, hey, babe, want to give me a free
Well,
lounge?
that's the thing, like, if
and
you
the thing
put
is,
it-
they probably would.
If you put it on your story, and you're begging, but like making it come across as genuine, you've got to count on like someone that works at a lounge place to see that story to then contact you. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Another thing is as well, additionally to that, I think people definitely, and again, like it comes down to the individual. But I think influencers definitely tag brands on their story in hopes of getting free products or a sponsorship. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And my whole thing as well is like I'll tag brands sometimes that, you know, the average person wouldn't tag. Like when I drink a V, I'm tagging V Australia because obviously I want free V. But I'm not directly like asking. I mean, no one's going, hey, does anyone know a really good energy drink? And then like hoping that V sends it. Like I'm like, that's what I mean. I'm like, if I want it, I'll ask for it. Do you know what I mean?
I've tagged V a few times over the years, and like we did a V taste test sponsorship this year, and it's one of the only 2 brand deals I've done in the last 2+ years. But we asked for that sponsorship, so we contacted the PR agency that represents V and said, look, this is Brittney. She loves V. She puts V on her stories every week. Can we do like a paid collaboration? So that is a collab that I went out and sourced and asked for and made happen. So there's definitely that in terms of begging. Not that it's really begging, but influencers can also like reach out to brands and say, hey, I'd love to work with you if you have a budget to work with me.
There are also a lot of people asking things about like tax. Someone said, do you have to pay tax on the money you get paid as an influencer? Fucking absolutely. How do you even run? Like, are you a sole trader? Are you a company? Whatever. The answer is everyone's a little different.
Yep. Sole trader, like when you first start out, and then as soon as you pretty much get close to earning that $70,000 a year or $80,000 a year, don't know what amount it is, then you need to register yourself for GST, because once you earn over that certain amount, you've got to start paying GST, and then it's really up to you and your accountant, if you have one, to determine whether you need to change to a proprietary limited company or stay as a sole trader. But I did that like pretty early on for tax purposes.
Yeah.
Because you get taxed slightly less as a company. But yeah, you absolutely have to pay tax when you're an influencer. And when you get that money into your account, you have to know basically 30 to 40% of that is not yours. You got to hang on to that for tax time.
Yeah. I think there are definitely people out there, though, that don't pay their taxes, but I'm sure that'll catch up to them.
Yes.
A lot of other people as well saying, as a beauty influencer, can they claim all beauty products as a tax write-off? I've always wondered this. Grey area, loophole, obviously not every beauty product, but sure, if they... See, the grey area is it has to be, from my understanding, it has to... You have to have bought the product for the means of your business. Mm-hmm. So doing a haul and filming a haul, a Priceline haul, going to Priceline, spending a few $100s at Priceline and going, here's everything I got at Priceline. No, you can't claim your Priceline haul. But if it's hairspray, because you've got to put hairspray in your hair every day to make your videos and sit down and film YouTube videos. And
it might be different.
If it's, like Australia's biggest Glamazon, yes, I can claim my hairspray and my fake nails and my jewellery, and I can claim my a lot of my makeup that I use for on stage, etc. But not every beauty product.
Yeah, I think there's also a lot of confusion around tax write-off, like as a term. So essentially, for anyone that doesn't know, when you're a business or you're working for yourself, you get paid the money directly into your bank account. Like whether you've set up your business account, which I would highly recommend, don't just have your money coming into a personal account. Set up your business bank account. So let's say you're getting paid $10,000 for a job that you're doing with a makeup brand. $10,000, boom, straight into your bank account. That money is not yours. What you have to do is you have to hold on to, I'd say 30 to 40% of that. And what's going to happen is like you're going to get hit once a year with the amount of money that you owe the ATO. Boom, there's your bill. You owe the taxman money. And the tricky thing with people becoming influencers is like you can come out of being paid a wage every week or whatever and the tax being done for you. But it's completely different when you are working for yourself or as your own company. Now, people always like throw the word, that's a tax deduction. Like you can claim
tax write-off.
Yeah, a tax write-off. But I think there's a lot of like miseducation around what that means in Australia because like, let's say for example, I go and buy a fancy new computer. People go, oh, that's a tax write-off. Yes, but that's not what a lot of people think it is. I think people go tax write-off and they think it's free.
Yeah.
So this is like, just say I go and buy a $5,000 computer. Yes, it's a tax deduction, but I still pay $5,000 for that computer. At no point do I ever get any of that money back. That money is gone. What it does, though, is it helps reduce that huge tax bill that you're going to get at tax time. But it's not by $5,000. It's by like so many cents in every dollar.
Uh-huh.
So like nothing is free. And I think a lot of people go, oh, I'll just write it off on tax. That's not how it works. Like you don't go out for lunch, go, oh, I'll just put it on the work card because I'll write it off on tax. That's not how it works. It's not free. You 100% have to pay for whatever that is. And then your tax bill at the middle of the year, in the end of financial year, will just be a tiny bit smaller. But you should never go and buy something for the sake of, in your mind, it being a tax write-off because you are paying for 100% of that product. Uh-huh. And there's so much misinformation around that. If you buy a $100,000 car, you're not going to get $100,000 back at tax time. You're going to get fuck all. You're not even getting anything back at tax time because it just helps bring the bill down, but you're still paying the bill.
I also want to say that this has all got to do as well with your understanding and your accountant. So although I'm saying, yes, I can claim beauty products because I'm Australia's biggest glamour zone and it's part of my brand to have the beauty products, etc., stage makeup, etc. There would be beauty influencers out there who don't claim a single thing because they just don't know how it works and they don't keep receipts.
It's
and
really
they don't
important
do
to have
There'd
an
be
accountant.
plenty of people who don't claim all of the stuff, and there'd be other people who claim way too much and overstep their claiming, so to speak. So, I mean, all these questions, I feel like we can say it really comes down to individual circumstances all the time.
100%.
How much do you actually throw away from free PR from brands? I can safely say I never throw anything in the bin. It goes Christmas presents. If I don't use it, I give it to family and friends. Christmas presents, donations. A few of my friends and family work for charities and they're always looking for, gift baskets to raffle off or lucky door prize to raise money for, charities on the Central Coast. So sometimes I'll just do up a hamper for them full of PR that I haven't used.
Same.
I have gotten much better though because I now tell I don't accept it unless I ask. But unfortunately, sometimes brands just send them out anyway.
Yeah, I've taken myself off all PR lists a couple of years ago. But what I was doing towards the end there, where I still was getting a lot of PR, was I was giving it to all the fake girlies, and they absolutely fucking loved that. And sometimes brands now will just send something to like our Newcastle store because it's like a public address, and I'm always like, you bastards, because I just don't accept gifting for many reasons. Number one, as well, I know how much it costs to send products to people. I just feel guilty. I'd rather support your business than be given free shit. But I just share it amongst the fake girls if anything ever comes our way. Because, it was becoming a lot at one point there.
Oh, this sounds a good one. How much did you get paid for your first brand deal?
Mine was when I was 19 years old with Colgate for their Optic White toothpaste. It was brand new at the time. I did 2 YouTube videos. I had 20,000 subscribers at the time. Instagram barely existed. This was so long ago. And I think I got paid $3,000 for 2 YouTube videos. So $1,500 for each video. Or it could have even been like $1,500 for the 2. I can't remember because it was that long ago. But yeah, it was something around that amount for 2 dedicated YouTube videos. Do you remember what yours was, Matt?
No, but it was only a couple hundred. I think I got like $300 and I can't even remember what it was.
Yeah, and other than that, my brand deals after that was like when Instagram started and it was a photo app and you would just get paid to like hold up a Maybelline mascara next to your face and say, I love this, and tag Maybelline, and I was getting like $150 for one Instagram photo.
Nice. Little question here. How often is a day in the life filmed over multiple days? Can safely say I've never done that. I've never even noticed other people do that, but potentially it does happen. I don't know the answer to that one.
Someone here in our broadcast channel said, what has been the most exciting deal each of you have received? And have you ever turned down a deal and then later seen another influencer promoting it and thought, lame?
Yes. Love this. I have a saying in this industry. I truly believe I'm fucking good at what I do. So I charge good money for what I do because I believe if you book me to do a job for you, I'm going to fucking kill it. And it's proven time and time again, every brand that I work with is just like, you are a dream to work with. You are so fabulous. You nailed everything. 10 stars across the board. 99% of the time, that's the feedback I'm getting. So I have a saying that goes a little something like this. Pay peanuts, get monkeys. Okay? If you don't have the money to pay me what I believe I'm worth, go and pay someone else a lesser rate and see how good of a job they can do, because I know they're not going to do as good of a job as me. And so often I see some other people, there's one in particular who I won't mention, but he always seems to get the ones that they couldn't afford me, so they go with him. And I just think, fuck, what a shit job he's done. And you could have paid, another $1,000 for my rate, and you probably would have got a good video that people would actually care about.
What's been the most exciting deal that you've done?
Oh, probably I'm a Celebrity. Get me out of here.
Yeah, that's
going
pretty
over
iconic.
to South Africa. I don't think anything will beat that, surely.
I would
What
say
about
that my one from this year was like obviously working with V and getting paid to do a taste test, because I just love V and have it like every fucking second day. But like back in my brand deal days, I would say like the coolest one that I got to do was I worked with a US travel company. Like I don't know who it was, like Explore USA or one of those things. And I got to go to the US. I took my friend Katie and we went to like Boston and like we went like on a bit of a road trip in the US and I got to promote like traveling in America. And that's just like a once in a lifetime fucking opportunity. Went to a softball game, like did all the fun things. So I'd say that's like a pretty iconic memory for me. Okay, here's one. How are influencers so wealthy? Fancy holidays, always in their jet-setting era, fancy bags, BMW cars, beautiful homes. Like the work a lot of them do doesn't feel like it equates to a massive paycheck. I don't get how they are living such luxury lives unless it's all a facade. So influencers get paid a shit ton because having a following online is worth a lot of money because at the end of the day, it's advertising. So like brands pay top dollar to be promoted because that's what it's worth. And I know that the work doesn't seem like a lot. So I know exactly what you're saying. And I've been in the position where I was getting paid a shit ton of money to just upload a reel or a photo or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's because it's numbers and it's marketing. You know what I mean? Like these businesses and brands are paying $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 for one reel because it's going to be viewed by hundreds of thousands of people that is in their direct demographic. Like you almost can't put a price on a brand being able to hit their target market. It's the same way like if you're a business and you want to advertise in radio or TV or on the back of a bus, like all of these like marketing things come at a premium because you're getting eyeballs on your business. And with influencers, you're getting eyeballs on your business, but it's the right audience. Like you can just... You know what I mean? Like you can hit your target demographic with an influencer and know that the people watching that sponsored video are the exact people you want shopping with your business.
Mm-hmm. So back to the like living such luxury lifestyles, blah, blah, blah.
A lot of it's gifting.
A lot of it's gifted. I mean, if you know, so for example, the fancy holiday might be gifted. The fancy bags they can afford because they didn't have to pay for the family holiday. Mm-hmm. So you know what I mean? Like
influencers get a lot for free.
Yeah, and so as we said earlier, like if they want a new lounge, they could probably ask someone for a new lounge, and they'll do a post for the lounge, and they'll be happy because they didn't pay them anything.
And
for
that's
the lounge.
The thing too. Influencers will do if it's like a high ticket item, like an expensive lounge or whatever. They might do it for free. Like they will take the free lounge in exchange of I'll do a story series or whatever for your lounge if you give it to me for free. Which
then they technically should be claiming that as income. So they haven't actually paid for it and they haven't been paid to promote the lounge, but because they're accepting that it
that's
becomes
a new thing, right?
monetary value, so they need to pay tax on that. So it actually works out way worse to do it that way, but like
and I think that's the thing, like a lot of influencers can do all these fancy things because they get so much for free, like especially like the beauty and makeup influencers, like they're never paying for clothes, they're never paying for shoes, they're never paying for handbags, they're never paying for makeup. So not only like are they getting all this stuff for free and then getting paid a lot to work with the brands they do, they then aren't shopping like the way that everyone else does kind of thing. So then they've got excess cash because they're not going out and buying clothes because they're just getting it all gifted to them.
Makeup's a big one. Makeup would be very expensive to keep up with, but obviously...
Yeah, look at how much like we spend ourselves at Mecca. I'm in the fucking level 4 beauty live, you know, but influencers get all the makeup for free so they never have to go and spend the thousands of dollars at Mecca. Also, I would say, like, it on that same question, they're like, is it all a facade? Some people would definitely make it a facade. Like, it's really easy to fake an aesthetic on social media. And I think working in business and seeing brands, like, it's so easy to portray an aesthetic of a brand on social media. So you can absolutely do that personally as well. Like if I wanted to tomorrow, I could say I want to become aesthetic and luxury looking, and I could easily make my life look that way if I wanted to. Like it's really fucking easy. I almost want to do it as a social experiment one time.
Someone said, how does it work being under management? How big is their cut? Usually across the board, it's about 20%, 20 to 30%. That's for like probably a company. If it's someone by themselves, like if you've just got a manager who's just running their own business, it can sometimes be less or sometimes be more.
Yep.
Were there any other ones in there? We should probably wrap this up, but were there other any, sorry, oh my goodness, I'm all over the shop. Were there any other good, juicy questions in there?
I've got one. I've got a juicy one.
All right.
Are there any influencers that you know who are only in it for the money and they aren't genuine or don't enjoy their job? They're only money focused. I want to say personally, no. I've never met someone that's only in it for the money, but there would absolutely be.
Well, let's leave it there. I think we've answered enough. I'm having one last quick look here. Sorry, I just want to end on something
I feel
good.
like we could do a part 2, Matt. I feel like we've got so many good questions. You'll have to let us know in our broadcast channel if you enjoy hearing about this kind of stuff. Should we do a part 2?
Well, anyway, maybe in 2025, we're kicking off the year just exposing everyone. Maybe this year's just all about exposing everyone. We'll do more of these. Let us know if you like this in our broadcast channel. And we'll see you next Tuesday.